There are some cases that just stick with you because they're so heartbreaking that you just can't forget them. So today we are talking about the very tragic case of 2-year-old Lola James, a little girl from Haverfordwest, Wales, whose life was stolen through abuse, neglect, and a catastrophic failure by the people and systems meant to protect her. So this video will be talking about child abuse, so please take care as you watch. So welcome to Tasmania, and this is the story of Lola James. Now, before anything else, Lola was a child. She was a daughter, granddaughter, and a little sister. Born in September 2017, she was just shy of 3 years old. Her family described her as a girl who was always smiling, just your ray of sunshine, and a character who just loved life. She loved being outdoors and would often come home covered in mud. She loved eating strawberries and apples, that kind of pure, chaotic vibe only a toddler can have. This is who Lola was. And that is the Lola we must try to remember. In early 2020, Lola lived with her mother, Shawned James, and her 2 sisters. Then, Shawned met a man named Kyle Bevan, a stranger who would step into their home and ultimately become the greatest danger Lola ever faced. Within weeks of meeting, Bevan moved in. Lockdown hit, and suddenly he had access to the children every single day. Very quickly, people noticed things weren't right. Everyone, the neighbours, the family, everyone felt like something was off. The home was described as dirty and cluttered, and then the children began showing up with injuries. Each time, Bevan had an excuse. She fell. She tripped. The dog did it. There was one time in April where Shawned saw a mark under Lola's mouth, and in July, Bevan pushed the baby's pram into a busy road, saying, "Fuck it." But still, nothing changed. The system never intervened deeply enough, so the case was never escalated, which meant that Lola remained exactly where she was. 16th of July 2020, Lola was put to bed, and hours later, her world would be shattered. Shawned would later tell investigators that she heard a bang and then a scream, and when she went into Lola's room, she saw Bevan holding Lola. Bevan told her, "I've got this," and Shawned, Lola's mother, went to bed. Now, what happened to Lola over the next few hours is unbearable to think about. Medical experts later said that her injuries were equivalent to a high-speed car crash, or a fall from extreme heights. It was not an accident, it was not a stumble, it was a violent, sustained assault. And at 6:30 a.m, Bevan googled, "My 2-year-old child has just taken a bang to the head and gone limp and snoring. What's wrong?" He didn't call for help. He filmed her and sent the video to his mother. At 7:30 in the morning, he finally dialed 999. When paramedics arrived, they found Lola with 101 injuries, bruises and scratches, and catastrophic head trauma. She was taken to Withybush Hospital in Haverfordwest, and then the University Hospital of Wales in Cardiff. Police quickly understood this was not an accident. Kyle Bevan was charged with murder, while Shawned James was charged with causing or allowing the death of a child. And in court, the details came out, and it was disturbing. The judge described Bevan's attack as sustained, deliberate and very violent. He found that Shawned heard the attack and failed to protect her daughter. On the 4th of April 2023, the verdict finally came. Kyle Bevan, guilty of murder, sentenced to life with a minimum of 28 years. Shauna James, guilty of allowing her death, sentenced to only 6 years. Justice somewhat delivered. I feel like it was a bit lenient with Shawned, her mother, but this came far too late for Lola. There was a lot of talk after this on whether Lola's death could have been prevented. In 2024, a child practice review examined what went wrong, and the findings were deeply troubling. Again, there were missed opportunities, poor follow-ups, understaffed services, a home environment never properly assessed, and a case that was closed too soon. The Children's Commissioner for Wales said the review exposed a failure to truly be child-centred. In other words, the system did not see Lola. Not clearly, at least. Not quickly enough. And not in the way that Lola needed. And Lola's father came out afterwards and said, "The pain I feel every time I close my eyes and see your perfect little face is unbearable." And her grandmother called her our diamond up in the sky. And her sisters, their childhood will never be the same. Lola's life was stolen so cruelly, and that's all we can do is remember her. And this story really matters because Lola was a child with no voice. She couldn't protect herself, she couldn't stand up for herself. Because the one person that should have, her mother, allowed all of this to happen. And even the system that is in place to protect children failed her. Her case really reminds us that bruises are not always an accident. He's good with the kids is not always true. You should not be moving in men weeks after meeting them when you have young children. And silence is always deadly. Lola had a lifetime ahead of her. She would be 8 years old now. And now all we have is a duty to remember her and do better. This was just a quick dive into the case. I might do a full video on it. I don't know. It's not an easy case. So I wanted to keep it short and just remember Lola and a push to do better. So thank you for listening and taking the time to honour Lola's memory with me today. These stories are painful, especially when they involve children, but they are so important to speak about because every child deserves safety, protection and love. If you found value in this video, please like, comment, subscribe, share. The more people who hear these names and stories and share them further or put in some type of work, I feel the better. We want people to do something. I'm Taz. I'll see you in the next video.